Imagine waking up in the middle of the night because your eyes are burning. You try to breathe, but every breath feels like you're inhaling fire. Outside your home, people are running through the streets screaming. Some collapse where they stand. Others never make it out of their houses. Within hours, thousands of people are dead. Not because of a war, not because of a natural disaster, but because a single factory released a cloud of poison into the air. This is the terrifying story of the Bhopal disaster, the deadliest industrial accident in human history. Before the disaster, Bhopal was a growing industrial city in central India. Hundreds of thousands of people lived there, with factories surrounding many residential neighborhoods. One of those factories belonged to the American chemical company Union Carbide. The plant produced pesticides, and to do that, it stored large amounts of an extremely dangerous substance called methyl isocyanate. Even a small exposure to this gas can be deadly, but inside the plant, thousands of gallons were stored in massive tanks. Over time, safety systems inside the facility began to fail. Maintenance was neglected, warning systems were unreliable, and many safety measures had been shut down simply to save money. No one living near the plant knew just how dangerous the situation had become. Then, on the night of December 2, 1984, something catastrophic happened. Water accidentally entered one of the storage tanks containing methyl isocyanate. The chemical reaction caused the temperature inside the tank to rise rapidly. Pressure started building. Workers tried to stop the reaction, but it was already too late. Shortly after midnight, the tank released a massive cloud of toxic gas. The wind carried the poison directly into the sleeping city. Thousands of families were asleep when the gas arrived. Many woke up coughing violently. Others woke up unable to see. Some never woke up at all. As the gas spread, panic erupted across the city. People ran blindly through the streets trying to escape the cloud. Parents carried children in their arms, desperately searching for clean air. Hospitals were overwhelmed within hours. Doctors had no idea what chemical had been released, which meant they didn't know how to treat the victims. Some people died within minutes. Others collapsed while trying to flee. The devastation wasn't limited to humans. Animals across the city also died. Birds fell from the sky. Cows and dogs were found lifeless in the streets. By sunrise, a horrifying scene had unfolded. Thousands of bodies lay across the city. Initial reports estimated around 3,000 deaths in the first few days. But as time passed, the real scale of the tragedy became clearer. Many survivors suffered permanent injuries. Their lungs were severely damaged. Some lost their eyesight. Others developed chronic illnesses that would last for decades. Long-term estimates suggest that more than 15,000 people eventually died as a result of the gas exposure. Hundreds of thousands were injured, making it the deadliest industrial accident ever recorded. In the years following the disaster, investigations revealed a shocking level of negligence at the factory. Multiple safety systems were not functioning. Warning alarms had been disabled. The plant had drastically reduced maintenance to cut costs. And what's worse, many local residents had never even been informed about the risks of living so close to such a dangerous facility. Legal battles continued for decades. Compensation was eventually paid to victims and their families, but for many survivors, it felt like justice was never truly served. The financial settlements seemed insignificant compared to the immense loss of life and the lifelong suffering it caused. Even today, parts of the abandoned factory remain contaminated, a toxic scar on the landscape. The disaster continues to affect the health of people living nearby, with new generations being born with health problems linked to the lingering contamination. The tragedy in Bhopal is not just a story from the past. It's a powerful and grim reminder of what can happen when safety warnings are ignored, when corporations prioritize profits over people, and when dangerous industries operate without proper oversight, right next to where people live, work, and sleep. Thousands of people, lost their lives in a single night. Many more are still living with the devastating consequences. And yet, outside of history books and documentaries, this disaster is rarely discussed. It's been called the worst industrial disaster you've never heard of, which is why stories like this are so important to remember. Because sometimes the darkest events in history are the ones people forget the fastest. By keeping this memory alive, we honor the victims and push for a world where a catastrophe like this can never happen again. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please share it and subscribe for more content that brings forgotten history to light.